ナードホールズ、ケイレブとウィル、ドラゴンボールを視聴。
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Holes Dragon Ball Rewatch Cast. So today, Will and I are finishing the General Red saga. So we are covering nope, not 65. We are covering episode 64. The Last of Mercenary Tau. 65, Confront the Red Ribbon Army. So 66 is a real bind. 67 is the end of Commander Red. And 68 is the last Dragon Ball.
Yep.
So those are going to be what we are covering. We'll go through these episode by episode. But first, Will, what is your thoughts on the end half of this arc?
I liked the conclusion to Mercenary Tau. Like, that was all fine and good.
Yeah.
And some other things that kind of happened throughout were fine. They were totally fine. But it was this like stretch felt very padded. Like it felt like they, like you were saying earlier before the recording, that like they're trying to follow the manga, but then they're also trying to make 20 plus minutes of content. And it just felt like they didn't have it for to make it a 5 long, a 5 episode long story. And I think I definitely didn't like hate it, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was very dry and like very slow paced in comparison to like much of the other Dragon Ball we've watched. Because obviously the episode, the end of Commander Red, and the first one there with what is it called? The Last of Mercenary Tau or something like that.
Yeah.
Like those two ones are fine. They're filled with enough content that there's like more than enough going on in there.
Yeah.
But like the other three are pretty light on. It's literally like him either on the cloud and like talking, or it's them like Bulma figuring out the thing and they get inside the capsule thing, and then they're just in that thing for like 3 episodes.
2 episodes. It's this thing where the story is very simple. So he defeats Mercenary Tau and he immediately goes to like the main base.
Right.
And in the same time, like Bulma and the crew want to go help him because they think he's crazy for going alone, and they're trying to get there, and Goku's trying to get there. Then they all kind of, Goku gets there first and they get there after, and like that's the story.
Right.
Well, like, how do you fill 5 episodes,
Yeah, you now have to have like I don't even know what that is, whatever, 20 times like 100 minutes of content.
Yeah. So they add in stuff that like doesn't matter, like that Commander Violet thing.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Like that was okay. It was not great, but it was okay because it was at least different. The stuff that was like for me was they'd cut back to them like in the whatever, the capsule plane thing, and it's just like they were just talking and like nothing. He'd be like, "Oh, I can't believe he's taking on the Red Ribbon Army," and he'd be like, "Oh wow," and then they would cut back, and then they'd go back to Goku and he's doing whatever, and then they're like, "Can you believe he's going after the Red Ribbon?" And I was just like, "Oh boy." And they're still looking over the same snowy mountain, and I was like, "Oh boy."
Yeah, right. Meanwhile, Launch wants to like shoot everybody.
Right.
I did really like when they pick up Krillin. That's one of my favorites.
That was good. Yeah, like there were moments throughout every single episode that were totally fine. It just It
A
took a
little
while. And
stale.
then
Yeah.
the other thing that was like, and it was very clearly padding. I mean, all TV shows do it. I mean, all episode I should say old television shows. You know, the one where they do like the flashback episode
Mhm.
where it's like somebody gets hit in
Oh
the head
yeah.
with a coconut, and then they're like, "Let's talk about the last 6 seasons," and they just show clips from the show, and you're like, "Oh, okay. I'm glad I
Yeah.
tuned in for this." So that's what they did in this was like there were 2 episodes where they explained like the background of Red Ribbon Army, which that part was fine, but then they
Mm,
go into like what Goku had done like up to that point, and you were like,
right.
yes, but I get it because
Yeah,
like
because it's kind of like a recap. Because it's
right, it's
like
not
this is it.
just right. This is in the '80s, I think. Right, this is like an '80s show,
Yeah.
so there's no streaming, there's no internet. It's like if you were a
Yeah.
kid watching this on Saturday morning and hadn't watched all 60 something episodes and just
Yeah.
caught this,
Right.
you'd be like, "Who?
What's he
What's the Red
doing?
Ribbon
Yeah.
Army?" And like, why? Who is he? Yeah, I get why they do it. Just
Yeah.
for streaming wise, now when you're like binging it or watching it like back to back for this, it's like sometimes you're just like, "Oh yes."
Yeah. Let's get to the point. Yeah. 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 That's true. I agree with that. There's too many episodes of like Yamcha flying the plane. But
Well, I think
the stuff where like when Goku gets to the base, like that's the stuff that like I love that stuff.
yeah, that
He
stuff was
just
fine and funny. Yeah, it was good.
but he just like wipes the whole base out, you know?
Yeah, like really fast and really
Yeah.
quickly, and usually him going to a base like that, it would be another like 5 episodes of him like
Yeah.
attacking the base, right?
Yeah.
And just be like, well, he's doing this thing for the next 4 episodes because
Yeah.
there's
Did you
19.
did you expect him to like his final battle to be like the bodyguard guy?
I don't know what I had saw, but I kind of had a suspicion that the butler guy was going to be like a problem, but I didn't
Yeah.
realize like everything that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was going to be more like, I don't know, that guy had like a secret ability, like almost like a mercenary Tao
Oh
thing
yeah.
where he was like unassuming, and then he's like, this is why he keeps him as his right hand man because he's like insanely powerful.
Yeah. Nope.
Nope.
He's got a robot.
Right. Right.
That's a funny reveal too. It's like there's no way that guy thought that Commander Red like did not want to like wish to be taller. Like there's no way he didn't know that. Very obvious.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
Very
pretty
it's very
funny
obvious. Yeah.
how it just all how it all just kind of came together because it was more kind of like to me it was very much like the underwear thing where
Yeah.
you're waiting for this thing, and then it's like the
This
most
guy's
comfortable underwear, and then he's like, oh, I'd love to be taller, and you're like, wow. So this guy has paid so many mercenaries
oh
and
yeah.
killed and murdered so many people,
Yeah.
and it's
For a
just
couple
like
feet.
just so he could, yeah, right, so he could just stand a little taller. I think for once it was I was shocked what's his name Black ends up doing, but I was like,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it's
he
like
takes him out. Yeah.
I don't think it's really that it wasn't really that shocked. Like I didn't feel that bad because I was like,
No.
well,
Yeah. Yeah, he just blasts him.
it certainly does.
Oh, I thought you wanted world domination. He's like, no, I want to be taller. You know how hard it is to be so short? And he's like in the 60s. It's like, dude. Really,
Yeah, it was good.
pretty funny. All right, so let's kind of go run through these like episode by episode kind of quick. So last of Mercenary Tao is where we started. So Tao makes his way up to Corrin's tower. He drinks the sacred water. And then
Yeah.
Corrin gives him a black cloud. That was kind of interesting, wasn't it?
Oh wow. Yeah.
Like the black nimbus.
And he was like, he doesn't even explain it. I assumed it was because you're like,
Yeah.
I guess like what would they call it, impure of heart, or like you're
Yeah,
bad of
probably.
heart or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my guess. I thought
I don't know if
it
it's
was
ever been
gonna be like
explained, but I wonder if like that's where Roshi got the nimbus to begin with. Like Corrin gave, Roshi the nimbus after he was up there for 3 years or something.
yeah,
But
maybe.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was pretty surprising though. I didn't expect him to get like a nimbus and then also the nimbus to be dark. I thought maybe it was gonna be like a thundercloud and have
Yeah.
some sort of ability, but then it was like, why would Corrin give him some sort of like
Some advantage.
a leg up? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that though. So Corrin basically like he uses it to like get him down the tower, but he also explains it too. It's like he doesn't he does that too specifically because he doesn't want him to gain the extra like strength from climbing down the tower.
Right.
So you basically that's like the whole point of Corn's Tower is like you gain strength by climbing up and down and by like being up there.
Yeah.
So you can really see like why Goku got such a big power boost because he throws the Dragon Ball off and he climbs it again. So he goes up four times.
Right.
So yeah. So then he like Corrin like calls the cloud back and and like Tao falls like so far up.
Yeah.
But I love
Yeah,
like the whole time that like Tao's up there. Upa's like,
mm,
oh, he's gonna come down any second and like kill us and Goku's like, nah, it'll be fine. And he's just like eating. Like he could care less. Because he knows, like, there's nothing up there. Even if he drinks the
yeah,
water, who cares?
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
It was pretty good. Yeah, the episode was decent. I really liked how it ended up resolving, and I think right because Tao tries to get away,
Yeah.
and he's like, oh, and then he ends up throwing a grenade or something, like throw something at him.
Yeah, this is napalm grenade.
That's right.
But this is also kind of like a classic move that Goku uses from like this point is you think that like Tao is like really, really like beating him bad.
Hmm.
And then Goku's like, okay, yeah, that's enough. Like now I understand like completely all of your like move set. Like I know
Oh,
like how to predict like what like I know how you fight now. So now it's like doesn't now it's over. And like Goku does
true.
that. Like he will take a beating just to learn like how you fight.
Yeah,
And I really enjoy that he like they did that.
it's yeah. Yeah, I really liked that battle between the two of them coming back, especially when you know it paid off well because he thinks the whole time up until Goku's like, "Oh, I know you're breathing. I understand how you
Mm-hmm.
breathe." It's like up until that point, Tao thinks like the water worked for him and
Yeah.
like climbing. It's like it's a good payoff. It's fun.
Yeah. It's a good realization. And it's like, he's not gonna lose to a kid.
Right. True.
Yeah. So he like goes to surrender, then he throws the napalm grenade. And basically
Yeah.
Goku just like kicks it back into his face.
Boom.
Yeah. And then Bulma was engineering some sort of like radar drone thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how she planned on like finding where he was at any time, but that's beside the thing. She's like, "Oh yeah, we can use this to monitor Goku and see what he's doing." It's like, you don't even know where he is. You're just gonna fly through the skies and
Just
there he is.
find him eventually.
Yeah. So that was funny.
And the
Yeah,
joke's
so
on
that's
both of us. She ends up finding him anyway.
well, yeah, obviously. Yeah, so that's a pretty good episode. It's a pretty good conclusion to that like Tao story,
Yeah.
It's nice seeing Tao get beat.
Oh yeah.
Uh, 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 uh. Mm, 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 mm. So then 65.
Hmm.
Um, this is the one where we see Colonel Violet. She tracks down that Dragon Ball,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and they all get eaten by that giant alligator, apparently.
Yeah. That's that one. That's always so weird to me that like these people are, these big commanders and all these stuff, and then they just constantly kill their
Yeah,
like lackeys, like
yeah,
constantly.
yeah. Yeah, she literally like throws him off the boat, right?
He's not doing anything. He's just like he's going along, and he's like, "Oh God, there's a giant alligator thing," and she's like, "Oh, that sucks, doesn't it?" And then he's like, "What?" And she just like throws him into the. And I'm like, "Okay,
Well, you gotta, how else are you gonna show that these guys are like these are bad dudes really quickly, You gotta,
sure,
you gotta
yeah."
do something really crazy. And then she steals later, so you really know
She's really bad. She's
she's a
stealing
real
from the
bad
bad
person.
guys.
Yeah, what a jerk. But how funny is it that they're like, they're just like down there like scuba diving looking for the Dragon Ball, and then they're finally out, and then now this giant like alligator thing attacks them now, like on land.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like, oh yeah, right. I forgot there's like giant dinosaurs and
Giant
prehistoric
like
stuff
anything,
still. Yeah, yeah.
right?
So so even more that makes it even more funny. Like Commander Red's thing is like he wants to be tall because like you live in a world full of like dinosaurs and it's like life is so dangerous and you're really that vain. It's pretty funny.
It's like you could literally do something where it's like, you know, create something that could defeat
Yeah,
him, and then a year later, like, you know, I don't know. You could do the thing where it's like do the cheaty thing where you wish for this thing that'll make the next wish like better.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
that's
It's
okay.
always one of those things with wishes, right? Where he's always like, I wish for
Yeah.
two wishes.
Wish. Yeah.
Yeah, so then Bulma's spy drone finds
Yeah.
Goku. And Goku has no idea what it is. That was funny.
Yeah. He's talking to it. He's like, do I know you?
Yeah. I love that part too. He's like, oh well, I guess you don't want to talk. And then Bulma's like, hey, we need to see where he's going, see if he's going to the Red Ribbon, and just when it just blows, like launches him. Like they're so
He's
worried
like,
about Goku being
he
safe,
must.
and then
Yeah.
she finally gets to him, and then she engages like the rocket boost and like blows
Yeah.
him off the Nimbus cloud. Like,
Yeah. I like when that happens. And then he's like, oh, he must be late for dinner. That's the only reason he'd ever go that fast. I was like, yeah, that's all his kid
oh
wants is
man,
food.
it's pretty good, yeah. Ah, it's funny. But I like that too. I like that Goku basically can like fly into the compound because like they're like, oh yeah, mercenary Tao is on his way back, basically.
Oh yeah,
They like so
They're
they
like,
disable all like the
yeah.
launchers and stuff. Yeah.
He's like, you've turned off all of the defenses, right? Because I don't
Yeah.
want stuff to be shot at. And it's like, yes. Oh,
Yeah. Then they shoot down Bulma's spy plane,
oh, yeah.
blow it up,
Okay.
and like immediately. So
I
then they were
forgot.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so that is the main Red Ribbon base. It's in the
Hmm.
middle of this like valley surrounded by snow-capped mountains, apparently."
Apparently.
Yeah, because like every time they showed the base before, it was always like in the trees,
Yeah.
and then you see Goku like flying that way, and it's like he starts to like get into the Arctic, and you're like, "Where is this? Where is this
Oh,
place?" You know?
yeah. Totally. I was like, I didn't think this was in the snow, but
Yeah.
then it was like, oh, no, he's not in the snow anymore. Like,
It's
okay.
cool that it was like hidden like that, where they kind of had to like fly through the little like cave and then
Oh,
come out in
yeah.
like the valley, you know?
Yep.
It's a cool bad guy layer. Uh, yeah, and I think that's kind of the end of the episode. They basically just gathered the original crew,
Hmm.
and she calls Yamcha. She hasn't talked to like since last arc,
Right.
right? She's like, Yamcha, I need your help. Like, let Goku's in danger.
Yeah. She
Go,
calls her
Goku, let's
dad.
go.
Yeah. She calls.
Well, yeah, because Yamcha's still at her house.
Right. Right. Yeah. It was good. I was happy to see all those guys again,
Yeah,
just because every single episode opens with them like on adventures with Goku, and I'm like, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah. You got to get the crew back at some point, you know. Pretty good.
Hmm.
Pretty good. All right, so then episode 66. They're in the plane the whole episode. Um, this is the one though where they're like, where's Krillin? Were you also wondering
Oh,
that when they take off
when
and
when they come back to them on the island, and he's watching the spy plane, Roshi's watching the TV, and he's just being terrible and all this stuff.
oh yeah.
I was like, where is Krillin? Like, why isn't Krillin
Yeah.
helping them? Like, what? Like, the thing that I keep thinking was weird is they don't really elaborate on why. Like, how did that happen? I don't know. Okay, that was better. Jeez. Um, they don't really elaborate why, like, blonde haired launch is
Yeah.
like
Like
just
find out.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of explain why she's like not murderous against them, because like Roshi kind of talks to her in that episode a while back,
Oh
but
yeah, a little bit.
that they're like cousins or something. I don't remember, but yeah, I was just like, well, where is Krillin? And then when he says, he's like, oh, he's swimming in the ocean. I
He
was like,
was because the submarine was exploded and they don't have any other like capsules, like that's how Krillin
oh,
has to like swim to the market now. And but that's also like part of his training, you know? It's part of his turtle hermit training.
that's hilarious. I didn't even realize that
So
that's
I
what
think he was
Roche.
on I think he was on his way to the marketplace, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, he says it. He says, oh yeah, Krillin, he was swimming to the market. Because of the
Okay.
submarine, you know, we don't have submarine or any transportation anymore.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so it's
must
pretty
have
funny.
missed it because I just heard him say that he was like he just went for a swim in the ocean, and I was like,
It
oh, okay,
was way out.
yeah, yeah. Because he says to him when they pick him up, he says, oh, I was just heading back. So
Oh,
I
was he
just thought
heading
that,
back? Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think
I
he
don't
was
remember him
being
having.
silly, but yeah.
Yeah. I like how he thought immediately that it was somebody like trying to kill him.
Oh wow, I mean, yeah. Who wouldn't? I had to think that in that world between giant
Oh yeah.
pterodactyls and
Oh yeah.
the Red Ribbon Army, and
Oh yeah.
I,
There's probably megalodons in the ocean too. Like who knows?
right, exactly.
And they like fly over him. He's like, "Ah," and he's like swimming away. And then they finally like open the door, like Krillin, we gotta go. And he's like,
It's like,
oh, I knew it was you guys.
I was just messing. He said,
I love too. I love how like the last few times that like we've seen Krillin, he's always in his like boxers, like every episode.
"Oh yeah, oh
It's
constantly."
so funny.
I didn't know
Oh
what was on
man.
his head until he was like, "Where are my clothes?"
Yeah. Yeah, he wraps him around his head. It's funny that he's not wearing like turtle hermit gear still.
He is wearing his like I forget what they're called, but yeah, his like gi
Yeah, his
from the
monk
other.
robe, yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Probably not until the next tournament will he have his stuff on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Goku makes his way to the base.
Yep.
Um, oh yeah, so they send out the like the escort scout plane to like, meet
Oh yeah. To meet
Tao, and that's
Mercenary
how they
Tao, yeah.
see like, oh, it's not that's a kid on a cloud.
Well,
That's
the
the
what
only
like the one only the guy in the pilot thing like notices him, right?
yeah.
He makes the announcement like, no, that's the kid, that's some kid on a cloud. And then nobody at the base hears that. Because it's not until he gets even closer that they're like then they see him.
Yeah.
So like the like escort guy doesn't inform them that Goku is coming.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
He always uses those the power pole to smash the
Yeah.
planes
Yeah, like
or
it
the
won't fly.
helicopters or whatever they are. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, then there's that whole scene of like them flying away, the Yamcha and everybody flying the plane, trying to get rid of that heat-seeking missile that's chasing
Oh
them.
yeah. It's a shark.
I did like that, the visual, like where it's like cutting through the snow, the fin is
Yeah.
like cutting through the snow. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, somehow, like their plane can just like dump
Oh,
the booster engine and then just
just keep
put
going.
the new booster out.
And then also not be bothered that they're missing a booster engine. Like we still get to the base just at the same speed. It's like it's fine.
Well, it's weird too because it's like they drop the one out and then it blows up, and then you can like see like another one kind of like comes
Goes.
out.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like what is that technology? That doesn't make any sense. It's pretty crazy. And then
Yeah.
I think is this the one where Goku starts his like assault on the base?
Yeah, he ends up like going like and he comes into the base and then he like lands and he's like, oh, they're upstairs, and then like the episode ends.
Oh yeah.
He's like, but where are the stairs? And he plows through the ceiling. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He headbutts his way through the floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Commander Red and Black like retreat up to his like penthouse on the top floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I just love like these are like the best of the best, Red Ribbon guys, and Goku's just running around and he's just like whack, whack, kicks them on the stomach, and they're just out.
Yeah.
They're just done.
They're like, this is stupid. He's like, this is stupid. I just gotta find this Dragon Ball. Oh, it's two Dragon Balls actually.
My favorite thing, my favorite like running gag though is always like when they're like, they're like these big tough guys, and they're like, all right, shoot him, and they shoot him, and it's just like a
Oh,
cloud of like smoke and bullets, and then Goku is just like, he's just like, ow, like, that's
yeah.
mean, and they're like, oh my God, he's it's just like, how scary that
Yeah.
he's just this little kid, right? And they're like,
Yeah.
they're trying to be these big, like intimidating bad
Right.
guys.
Right.
Then after you shoot him and he's fine, you're just like, oh my God, he's bulletproof.
Well, yeah, that and, like when he first lands and they shoot him and all the bullets are going off, and he's like, and he jumps into the other building
Yeah.
and he's like, whew. And then the guy's like, he said something to him and he shoots like the rocket launcher at
Oh
him.
yeah.
And he like ducks a little bit and it blows up behind him. And then he's like, you missed. And they're all like, oh no. Like just their faces. Yeah, he just runs in and
Yeah.
beats them all up.
Yeah. Oh no. We're dead. Yeah, that's just always super funny to me. I really like it. All right, so then episode 67 here. I think this is the one where Goku beats up everybody, makes his way to the penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Commander
Yep.
Red goes up even further, right, in the elevator.
Yep.
Doesn't he take the Dragon Balls with him?
Think so.
And then, yeah, Black
Like
has to like
Black
takes
ends
his
up like
jacket off.
yeah. He ends up like keeping him kind of contends with Goku, like
Yeah,
kind of okay.
yeah, pretty good. He does that classic like bad guy maneuver, right? Like the guy who wears a suit all the time,
Yeah, oh
he
yeah.
like takes his jacket and folds it, and then he rolls his like sleeves up.
Yeah.
He what's the thing that Tom Hardy does where he like reloads his
Oh,
wrist.
Henry Cavill. Yeah.
Oh, was it? I thought it was.
Maybe
I
Hardy
thought it
does
was
it too, but
Hardy. I
Henry
thought it was
Cavill
Hardy.
does it.
Maybe not.
Henry Cavill does it in one of the Mission Impossible
Mission
movies.
Impossible. Okay, so it is Henry. Yeah, yeah. It's that fight scene in the bathroom.
Yeah, yeah, it's Mission
Like coming at the
Impossible.
guy,
Yeah.
and he has to he reloads his. Yeah, it's pretty good. Um, yeah, a lot of stuff kind of happens this episode, honestly. So he fights Black. Black basically is getting defeated. Then he uses that capsule to get that robot mech
Yeah,
suit
he
out.
gets that giant walker robot thing. Yeah.
And then, oh, actually, no. Is it before that? I think it's before that.
The robot thing is
Red,
like at the end.
yeah. So in between, like they're fighting, Commander Red like drops the ceiling, like on both of them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yep.
this kid can take like direct shots from like rocket launchers and bullets, and he's beat it up. He's beaten like every single commander that you have,
Every single
and
commander.
General Tao.
Like,
And then like you're gonna drop a ceiling. The ceiling's gonna kill him.
so it's like you think about it, like in reality, to go along with what you're saying, like he's defeated uh Silver, who was just
Yeah.
who was like nothing. He defeats
Yeah.
all of Muscle Tower and
Yeah.
White
Yeah. And all the creatures in Muscle Tower.
in Muscle, right? Everything in Muscle Tower as well
Yeah.
as White, and then next is Blue, and it's like Blue gives him some problems, but he doesn't defeat Blue. Tao ends up killing Blue, but like he doesn't
Yeah.
die from Blue. And then Tao, who is like almost, I mean, practically almost kills him, like that still
Yeah.
doesn't. And Goku defeats him, and then he's now literally in your compound, and all the guys in the compound can't stop you. It's like pretty sure you don't have. I mean, I get it. He's a bad guy. He's got to keep fighting, but it's just like
Yeah, right.
I don't think you're gonna win this by just dropping a ceiling on him.
No. No, the funny thing too is like he's actually like under the rubble. Like he didn't make his way out like Black did.
Right.
He's like hanging out of the window.
Yeah.
I like that though. It's fitting. It's fitting that Black is the one that like kills him.
Yeah, that honestly was really surprising. I didn't think that was gonna happen. It was getting really heated between the two of them and like going back and forth about it all, but I just didn't think I thought Black was gonna like abandon him. Like, well, forget this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like and then Goku and Red were gonna fight, and Red was gonna he was gonna like Goku was gonna like flick him or blow on him, and he was gonna like pass out or something, and then take the Dragon Balls. But instead, Black was like, nah.
No. Yeah, because like Black like really believes in the red ribbon, apparently,
Right, right.
I told you not to stand next to me.
He's not
Yes.
anymore.
No. Nope. Yeah, so then Goku like climbs out of the rubble and Black goes on this whole spiel about, oh, I didn't know what they were doing and we can change it together.
Mm-hmm.
And as stupid as Goku is, he's like, nah. No.
The Black Ribbon Army.
Is that what yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so then he takes out the mech. Then they fight
Yeah.
with this mech battle. It seems like he's got Goku on the ropes pretty good too. That mech suit.
He gets him a couple times with it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just rough when the titles of the episodes are like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like Goku defeats the Red Ribbon Army. You're like, I wonder what's gonna happen in this episode.
General Black's mech suit too much?
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Commander Red shot by his own friends?
Like usually, like when we're doing the Star Trek thing, it's like sometimes the episodes are the episode titles are fine, but the thumbnails give it away. And usually with this thing, it's like the titles
Yeah.
almost always give it away. It's like Roshi's ultimate recipe, and you're like, okay. Then you go watch it. It's like he's making some delicious food that's gonna make Goku super powerful, and you're like, okay, like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It is pretty funny. Yeah, because they're always like that. Like the last of Mercenary Tao, and then
right.
This one is the end of Commander Red. You're like, I wonder
Right.
what's gonna happen in this episode. I sure hope Goku's gonna be okay this week.
right. Exactly. But the thing is, to tie it all together, the last episode was not like this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because the last episode is the last Dragon Ball, and they don't find or look for the last Dragon Ball in this episode.
Right. Yeah.
It's a setup. It's a setup
Yeah.
title. Yeah. So in that episode, Goku basically beats the
like pretty
mech.
quickly. He defeats the suit. Yeah.
I like that.
Makes him punch himself.
He thinks that he like has blown Goku up against the wall, and Goku's like just up on the top of that other roof looking down.
Yeah.
And the mech's like, yes, yes.
They're all cheering and stuff.
Yeah. And Goku's like just behind him, and he's like, now how hard do I have to hit this machine? Like, I haven't tried to punch it super hard yet. What if I use my head?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. And then like, finally Yamcha and everybody get there, of course.
Yeah.
But I do love that like they find Goku like on the on his Nimbus and like call him over and they're like, "Oh, thank God. Thank God you
Hey,
haven't done
oh,
anything yet, you know?" It's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "This place is like full of Red Ribbon soldiers and it's super dangerous." He's like, "Yeah, I know. They're all dead." Like, I killed them all.
yeah.
They're like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I've already been in the base. I got the Dragon Balls." Like,
They're like, you killed everyone? He's like, yeah, well, I guess not everyone. Some of them ran
some of
away.
them are leaving, but like they don't believe him. So they send
Yeah.
they send Poir in, and Poir's like going through. She's like, "They're all dead. Everybody's gone. It's empty. The whole place is empty."
Yeah.
Oh my god. And then, and then Goku has that. He's like, "Yeah, I saw Korin." And Roshi's like, "You saw Korin?" He's like, "Yeah, I was there for like 3 days."
I did like that part. I did like them showing really young Master Roshi. That
Hmm.
was cool with the glasses, and
Oh, so
he kind of looks
that's
like
another great.
Yamcha.
He looks like
Yeah.
Jackie Chan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that's kind of like part of the reference where like when he's in the martial art tournament, he goes by Jackie Chun. So
That's
young
funny.
Roshi looks like Jackie Chan, like young Jackie Chan. So
Yeah, I can see it.
it's a pretty funny play on. Yeah. Which is funny because we talked about that before too, where we're like, remember that episode where Roshi's like, "I haven't seen a thunderstorm like this since
Hmm.
I was on the tower," And then so now he meets up with Goku and it's like he's like, "Oh, you went to the tower?" We kind of assumed that like he would have known that who else would be up there.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, like he didn't understand it at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. That's a good point. Yeah.
It's almost like Roshi was more surprised by him climbing the tower than him like defeating all of the Red Ribbon Army.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of a cool setup for next thing is because like, he thinks the dragon radar is broke. And Bulma's like, "Oh, it's not broke."
Yeah.
So Roshi's like, well, maybe something like organic is stopping the radar, basically. Like like last Dragon Ball maybe is in something that can't be detected.
Hmm.
So he's got to go find Baba.
I was just gonna say it's inside Baba.
Baba. Yeah, she's a card.
I see.
You'll, you'll like her. She's not gonna be like Sour Man.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
not many
man, I hate
can.
her. Hate her. Not many can hold the torch. Sour Man.
Sour man. I'm gonna change my YouTube channel, my personal one to Sour man, and I'm gonna comment on all of you.
You should just make your
I
channel like
enjoyed this. I enjoyed this video, but it wasn't
aha, a little
sour.
too sweet for my liking.
Right? Yeah.
Ha You should, yeah. Just change your name to like Sour Man Reacts. Just do a reactionary channel. Oh, that is funny.
And all my videos are 11 seconds long.
That's great. Love it. Okay. Trying to find my questions. Where are my questions? Here, my questions.
I expect next year's anniversary gift to be Sour Man breaking out of
You just don't
um,
even talk about it.
like candy chains.
Well, as always, you expect too much.
As always.
I would like honestly, I would absolutely love to do like this, just like epic, full like scope where it's just he's just like doing like the classic like Superman thing with like heat rays, and it's
Oh
literally
yeah.
just Sour Man. Oh man, I can picture
Yeah, you
it.
got to have his suit all ripped like he's fighting
Yeah,
something massive. Oh yeah, it would be.
got like one
Fan-
nipple out.
Yeah. Ah,
He's got like a handful of like sour cherries.
yeah.
He's just like his face is all like dripping blood because he's been eating the shit. You know, that's where he gets his power from.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, so Commander Red Saga is done. That means
Yeah.
Will has to collect all 7 Dragon Balls. All right, Will. So for the number 1 star Dragon Ball, what was your most forgettable character?
The most forgettable character
Yep.
is probably in this entire arc is probably Yamcha.
Wow.
I
That's true.
like Yamcha a lot,
Oh
but
yeah.
like he ends up just out of all of the people there, other than like Master Roshi, he's like the only one who has the capability, and Krillin has the capability of like fighting, consistently. Launch is fine, but she's crazy.
Yeah,
So
she's
it's
unpredictable.
like
She's the wild card. Wild card.
and all, yeah, and all Yamcha does is just fly the plane. Then he's like, well, it's good seeing you. He just flies the plane back. I was just like,
Let's go,
okay,
Par. Yeah.
because I thought at least
Uh,
he was gonna fight or do something, but no.
nope. What about the beginning half of this saga? Is this the part where no, I think that was the
This
last
is like
saga,
the
right?
Korin mercenary Tao,
Okay, yeah.
Upa,
So literally the
Korra.
last time we saw Yamcha was like when Bulma went off with Goku to go look for the Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
And he
Yes.
was mad that he
Yeah.
was, the girls liked him.
Right.
He wasn't doing anything, but it was just that, other girls liked
Yeah.
him, so she was all mad.
Yeah.
So that's like the last time we saw Yamcha.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's pretty forgettable. Pretty.
Sadly.
I thought you were gonna say like Violet or Commander Yellow. Remember Commander
Oh,
Yellow, the tiger
well,
guy?
Commander Yellow I liked because of I liked the cutting of the engine and getting Upa.
Yeah.
So I remember that. And Violet, it like didn't get I mean, if this is the last I see of her, then yes, she probably is the most forgettable, but I would assume
Yeah, I
I
don't
see
know.
her again.
Yeah, who knows? I don't remember.
I don't trust these things because last time when it was like Commander Blue's gone, I was like, all right, whatever. Then it's like, nope, he's in the desert and he's walking back to the base. And I was just like, okay, I guess they don't
Now
get
he's
just get
gone.
rid of right now he's gone, right? Yeah.
Dead. All right. So who for the 2-star Dragon Ball, who was your favorite character?
um yeah. 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 Um I don't know. So the easy answer is always Goku because he like drives
Yeah.
the whole
The Goku
thing.
show.
But I know she's like annoying, but I think I really like Bulma in the stretch. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously the answer is Goku, but I think the next one is Bulma because she kind of gets the gang together. She makes the
Yeah.
spy thing. Like she's trying to help Goku in her own way.
Yeah.
When you look at the rest of them, like they're
Not really
not
doing
really
much.
doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's funny too is like even for Master Roshi being, like Master, like
Right.
he's never once explained to like Goku like Korin's tower.
No.
So it's like he knows Goku wants to get stronger and train more, and he never once was like, well, you could go seek out
No.
Korin. Now
No.
all
And
of a sudden
like
it's like he went to Korin, he's like, oh, wow, you went to Korin's tower, huh?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, thanks for the heads up. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
then, also like, to be honest, like 90% of the scenes with him is him trying to kiss or hug or look at something. So it's
yeah,
like,
he's doing a lot of stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, oh yeah. Yeah, he's really useless, honestly, since the first tournament saga,
Yeah.
which is doesn't always stay that way, but
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, all right. So for the 3-star Dragon Ball, who is the MVP?
I mean, I think the right answer is probably Bora, right? The dad.
Yeah,
I think like protecting his land, protecting his son, standing up to them in Mercenary Town and getting killed. Like,
yeah.
you
Or
know,
is it Corrin?
is that, well,
Is Corrin the MVP of this saga? Because without Corrin, Goku wouldn't have defeated Tao.
true. But,
But also, Goku would have been dead without his grandpa's ball in his pocket. So that's the MVP.
well, but I think ultimately the death of Bora
Yeah,
is the driving force behind all of this.
I think so. Yeah, I
Because he
think for
gets,
sure.
because if he had just gotten the his father's Dragon Ball or grandfather's Dragon Ball, he would have just left, and whatever adventure would have happened elsewhere and another time. But because he dies, it makes him go up the tower. It makes him look for the other Dragon Balls. He kind of drives Goku's
Yeah,
uh I can't think of the word, but like he motivates Goku to go on this adventure and really honestly take on and end
yeah,
potentially the Red Ribbon Army.
yeah. Because Goku would have stopped after he found the
Right.
4-star. Like that
Yeah.
would have been it. And so he would. I mean, he probably would have fought the Red Ribbon at some point because
At some point, right.
now it's one of these things where like now he's got the 4-star and what he goes back to like his little like village and just fights off everybody that comes and tries to get the ball from him.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, no, I think that's a good answer. I think that's you know,
I like Corin. Yeah, I just think that Corin was a part of the reason why
yeah.
he's getting the Dragon
But
Balls.
again, without Bora, like Goku would not have known anything about Corrin's tower or any of that stuff.
Exactly.
So
Right.
yeah,
Exactly.
no, that's a good answer. I like that. Plus, he say he sacrificed himself for his son.
Right. Exactly. Right.
I think it's one of these things too, where it's like you're kind of assuming that like Goku's gonna just use the Dragon Balls and say, I want you to bring like Bora back," but I think it's like basically bring back everybody that the Red Ribbon Army has like killed.
Right.
So it's like this grand scheme of like all of these people that have been killed by these awful people,
Right. Right. Right.
which is a pretty noble. All right, so yes, for the 4-star Dragon Ball, what was your best fight scene?
Hmm. I really like the
There's a lot.
first fight scene between Mercenary Tao and him where he loses with the
Yeah,
Dodon Ray. But honestly, I think it's more satisfying when he comes back from Corin Tower.
yeah, I think so
Hmm.
too. Just that like confident, like cocky
Yeah.
Goku where he's just like staying up all night, like eating
Right.
at the
Right.
campfire, like not worried when he comes back because it doesn't matter.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
I think that's what I'm gonna go with is go with when Goku comes back from Corin's tower and fights Mercenary Tao again, and
Yeah.
he gets beat up, and then he's like, "Nice, I know everything," and then and then beats him up.
He just starts glowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. I really like him storming the base too,
Oh yeah. Okay.
just beating his way past all these like
Hmm.
soldier guys. That's always pretty good. I like that. But yeah, the Tau stuff is really, really great.
Yeah.
And, people love Mercenary Tau.
He's an interesting character. I
I've
think he's awful, but he's an interesting character.
yeah. I was gonna say to you the other day, I saw like this like Hot Toys like statue. It's like a realistic Tau.
Oh.
And it was like it's really cool. Yeah, he's like standing on the pole. And it's
Oh
like a
wow.
realistic like face sculpt. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet. All right, so for the 5-star, what character did you hate the most?
Hmm. I mean, Tao is pretty terrible,
Yeah,
but like
real bad guy.
I think we're looking more for like the non easy answer, right? Like which of these characters did you hate the most? And it
Yeah.
wasn't obvious. Um, hmm. I didn't hate him. So I really didn't like Roshi on this stretch, but I didn't hate him.
Yeah. He did not enjoy Roshi.
I think I'm going to end up saying Red,
Yeah.
just because, like, at the end of the day, when everything's about to, like, the cards are about to be, like everything's coming together and it's all building to this moment of this
Mhm.
whole thing that Goku has been doing and defeating members of the Red Ribbon Army. And it's like a culminating to this thing, and it just ends up being that he just wants to be taller
Yeah.
and doesn't care about the lives of any of the
No.
people, which of course he didn't because they kind of spelled it out, but it was just like so much worse
Yeah.
than even the show was like leading on.
Well, that's the thing too, is it's like not only does he, you know, put all these people in danger and kill innocent people and his own men
Yeah.
for like 2 extra feet, but he also is like, he's built this giant like army and he is going against his own like, beliefs and stuff. Like he doesn't even care. At the end of the day, he doesn't even care about like being a powerful like bad guy organization. He's just
Yeah,
using it.
exactly.
So it's like he
Exactly.
he goes against everything that like he's inspired everybody to believe in. So he's just a pretty short loser. I
Yeah,
would have liked to see that though. Like he gets his wish and he's like, I want to be like 3 feet taller. And then
right.
he gets like taller and then Black shoots him.
Oh. that would have been that would have been crazy though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that wouldn't have been a kid's program.
Like, aha, and he's like,
He's like, the air is thinner up here. Oh, oh, that's stupid.
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. All right, so let's do the six-star Dragon Ball is
Oh, six.
funniest line or scene. That's
Funniest
like such a
line
hard
or
question to remember. Like the
yeah,
whole arc and be like, oh, I remember this line. That was pretty funny.
there was a couple I laughed at. I just man, yeah.
Yeah, you just like
Uh,
good luck remembering what they were.
hmm. I think a lot of the early stuff with him and Goku and Korn is pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Just the stuff he says to him, and then he's like, do you want to touch it? No, you can't. And he's just like, I'm over here. I'm over here.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of the chord stuff is funny.
Yeah. It's very much like old wise sage master.
Yeah.
Like it's very much like Yoda with Luke. And
You can leave when you can take this grasshopper from my hand.
Who said you take this grasshopper from my hand?
I didn't say to go yet. I didn't say.
Put it back. Oh, it flew away. It flew away.
Yeah. It flew away.
Oh.
God. What a stupid movie.
Oh, gosh. Panda's dead. I'm going to check on the panda.
Oh my God.
I think what you mean to say is
That's the best movie ever made, yeah. 7-star Dragon's Law. What was your favorite episode in this arc?
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's definitely when he gets the sacred water. Or no. I know exactly what episode it is. I just don't remember what it is. You're gonna have to help me.
Yeah.
It's when he is talking to Upa and he decides I'm gonna get all the Dragon Balls.
So it's 60.
Yeah, it was a thing that I remember like having a moment when we did this a month ago.
Yeah.
That when it all came together, that like him getting his grandfather's Dragon Ball and learning and then having Tao come to get the Dragon Balls and kill Goku leads to him making the realization to climb Korin's tower and to go. Then he's going to go and collect all of them to obviously make this wish to bring Bora back. It just felt like this thing had all perfectly come together in like a really well written way.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like really, really good writing. I really enjoyed how they got to that point, like a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was a stretch or they were like reaching to explain like why would Goku go get all the Dragon Balls? Like why are we seeing the dragon again? Like it was this thing that made perfect sense. Like it made perfect sense.
Yeah, I agree with that. It literally like it sets up the whole second half.
Right.
It goes from
because
him
now
looking
I'm
for
like
just his
invested
grandpa's
in
ball.
Right, because now I'm invested in him like getting all the Dragon Balls. Where
Yeah, and
like
you're
the
gonna
first
get
time
that.
you're invested because like you don't have any as a viewer, you have no idea what's going to happen. Right?
Yeah.
But now the second time you're like, well, it's got to be worth it, and it's like, well, yeah, now it's worth it. You obviously want this kid to have his dad back, so
Yeah.
and also
and it
as a
all
viewer,
kind of
I'd
leads
like to
up
see
to
him
that.
come back.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is like you'll get that payoff too, like it'll be a nice payoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really good storytelling in my opinion because it's like, he goes off to look for his grandpa's Dragon Ball and Red Ribbon at the same time they're looking for all the balls. So he keeps running into these guys and having to like beat them up. And now it all kind of combines to like his actions led to, Tao killing an innocent, person.
Right.
So now it's like he feels like he has to like stop Red Ribbon Army to begin with, and then B, like save everybody that they've hurt.
Right. Exactly.
Which is really good. It's really good storytelling, I think.
It is. No, it really is actually.
Instead of just watching him like go fly around and go on adventures and stuff.
Yeah, and not that like the show is um like always childish, but like the level at which that story, how well that was written and orchestrated, like surprised me.
Yeah.
because a lot of it has just been like very happenstance.
Yeah.
Like he's just looking for his grandfather's Dragon Ball, and he just keeps running into bad guys and he beats them up. But like that's kind of the premise of the last handful of episodes, right? Like
Yeah.
like
Well,
the
that's the
lot of
thing
the
too. Like I've told you too, is like the further that this show goes on, like the more and more like less like just kid adventurous it gets. You know,
right, right. I can see that. Yeah,
the stakes get higher. You know,
right. Yeah,
so it's cool. It's cool that you know.
yeah. So
So you have all 7 Dragon Balls.
yeah.
So now, what is your wish for season 6?
So I I again, so like most of the answers to the questions would be Goku or
Goku to
like
get stronger, faster.
right or like Mercenary Tao, right? Like it's that was all of the things. So again, to not pick a simple answer and just say Bora coming back.
Mhm.
The thing that I would like to see is like another person like join the overall um gang, if that makes sense. So like you have Roshi and Launch and Bulma and Yamcha and Puar and Oolong and Krillin. I'd like to see another, like now there's Simsang, and that like just have another person in the bunch.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, just somebody new that Goku will make friends with, and then they're just a part of the show and do fun things, but they're now like a consistent thing, not just like he makes a good, not like Upa
Mhm.
or somebody who's consistently a part of the gang now.
Yeah, yeah,
That would be fun,
that
because I
would
know
be
like in the
fun.
future, like Chi Chi and people like that still come around. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep. 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 Yeah, you might see that. Yeah.
it'd be really funny if Baba ends up being the person. I have no idea who Baba is, but it's really funny.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, this is what is exciting to me is like Baba is kind of one of these like characters that like I don't know, she pops up here and there, but it's like you like as a casual like fan like you would have no idea who she is.
No, I don't know anything.
So, and even like me honestly like I remember her in like the like Dragon Ball Z like the Boo saga, and that's like
Oh,
way way in the future. So it's like I really don't remember like her early
okay,
arc and stuff like like her history.
gotcha.
So even for me, I'm excited to see what that
What
Baba
Baba
do.
do?
Bobby do. But yeah, so I don't honestly I don't remember anything in this section.
Wow,
I remember the next one, the Ten Shinhan saga and the King Piccolo. Like that's 7, 8, and 9
gotcha,
is like
gotcha.
that's majority of Dragon Ball. So yeah, I don't know anything going into this saga.
Yeah,
So
and let's hope that the Crunchyroll thing works because that
oh
starts in
yeah.
April. So
Yeah, we haven't even talked about that. Yeah, that's kind of a whole thing.
so yeah,
Yeah, if you don't see any more Dragon Ball, you know what? Thanks, Crunchyroll. Yeah, so basically like Funimation is they partnered with like Crunchyroll a couple years ago, and now Crunchyroll has decided to just move everything to their streaming service.
yeah.
So it doesn't really affect us other than the price goes up like double for streaming.
Oh wow, wow, jeez.
Um, but the thing that really sucks is like I know there's a lot of people that have like paid for like special features and bonuses and
Right, right,
Blu-ray stuff, and all that stuff is just gonna be gone. So
gone.
that is really sucky, and it's a really sucky thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
Yeah. I
know.
can't imagine.
It's one of the reasons, honestly. It's like why I don't like invest in digital stuff.
Yeah. Sure.
You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm old school, but like I don't. I just don't. Very rarely do I buy like a game that's like digital only
True. Yeah.
because it's like I want to have the physical thing, you know.
Yep.
So
Totally.
let that be a lesson to you. But no, honestly, that does. It really sucks. It's like, you know, you're thinking you're buying something and you own it, but you're just basically renting it. You know, you
Oh
spend all
yeah.
this money to
It's
rent something, and then the company can just say like, "Yeah, we're closing down shop."
yeah. It's one of the most stupidest things I've heard a company try to like spin as like not that big of a deal.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, they're not interested in, you know, even trying to make it right or anything.
Right. Exactly. It's
And
pretty
that's the
bad.
thing. And that's the thing. And it's like now, you know, they expect to not, you know, have stuff pirated, but that's what's going to happen now because
Oh yeah.
just out of spite, for
Absolutely.
one.
Absolutely. Yep.
The other thing too with like streaming stuff too is like, you know, not that it really necessarily always matters, but like you get a lot of like censorship stuff
Hmm.
and stuff gets changed and edited, and now it's like the media that you have purchased has become like altered because of, you know,
Oh
whatever.
yeah. Yeah.
And not that that's always necessarily a bad thing, but it's just like they can just change it to whatever they want,
Yep.
you know.
Yep. Very
So
much so. I mean, a perfect example is even like Disney Plus, like going back and censoring and editing their
yeah,
material. And it's like some of it I get, but some of it is like, you don't need to do that, you know?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but that's
yeah.
all
It's
right.
crazy, but that's how stuff is now.
That's for another nerd hole.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, April will be on Crunchyroll, and
I think we'll just sneak in with Funimation for our April,
first part,
or will we? No, no, because April, it's like April 7th is when we'll probably be doing it, and
yeah,
it'll be a full whatever,
yeah,
like 6 days of April before we, yeah. So
yeah, pretty good.
can't wait.
But the one good thing, I guess, is like there is way more stuff on Crunchyroll. So
Oh,
I don't know. The thing that I don't know, and I maybe I don't even know enough to like talk about it, but um, the English like dub of everything has always been done by like Funimation.
oh, okay.
So I hope that that doesn't affect anything.
We're gonna go watch it. I'm gonna watch the first episode on March 31st, and then I go to watch the second episode. He's gonna be like, "Hello, I am Goku," and it's gonna be some
Yeah, yeah, they
random
just
guy, and he does all the voices. It's one
they
guy.
have to. That's what they're working on right now. They're re-voicing everything for Crunchyroll. I'm Goku. Nice to meet you. I'm looking for
Yeah,
Dragon Balls. Oh, I am Bulma. Nice to meet you.
yeah, exactly. I help you look for Dragon Ball.
I help you find the dragon with the radar. Oh, I am Oolong. I am a piggy.
I don't like it. I want to go home.
I want to be somewhere else. It's too dangerous. I'm Yamcha.
I don't know. I don't know why it's that funny. I don't know why it is. But it like it hits that. It hits that. I can't. I can't. I won't come back. I won't come
It's
back
one of
if I
those.
think about
It's
it
one
too
of those
much.
bits. It's one of those bits that just keeps. It just keeps getting funnier and funnier. It's like usually you don't drive a joke into the ground, but
No,
sometimes when you do, oh my god. So yeah, next month in April we're gonna start season 6, and that's the Fortune Teller Baba saga.
Yeah.
So, who is Baba? Nobody knows.
Why is Baba?
Why is I got one for you. Why is I'll do you one better.
How was Baba?
How is Too fine.
I see that there's a big jump now.
There's a whole chunk in this section.
So we should do 7 of them. So we should do who is fortune teller Baba to
Strong ones, 75.
Yep, the strong ones.
75. All right.
The one thing I forgot to mention that I liked in this towards the end of this one episode, it must have been the last Dragon Ball episode, is that the capsule thing, they were like, oh no, this thing's coming to get us, and it was just Goku, but they didn't know it. And Poir presses the button and it turns into a capsule, and it was like, oh, like I had never seen that happen before.
Oh, the reverse.
The reverse of it. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess we have not seen that because it's always like they like click it and throw it.
Yeah, and then throw it. Yeah.
So you just kind of assumed that like that was it. Like now it's just a permanent fixture.
I did. I thought it like broke it, and that was it. Yeah.
All right. Well, we will see you guys in April.
In like the middle of April. See.
Yeah. Long. Middle of April, yeah.
Vegeta, thanks.
For what? I should be thanking you, Kakarot.
Nah, what do you mean? I loved every minute.